Welcome back to Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader, where last time we were at the primary manufactorum on the planet Kiava Gamma in the Von Valankis Dynasty's territories. We had learned that the fabricator sensor, sort of like the lead Adeptus Mechanicus guy in charge of the manufactories on Kiava Gamma, has gone rogue, twisted by the warp, and has become a heretic. So we we were here with Heinrich von Calix, an Inquisitor of the Imperium of Mankind, to deal with that. We entered into like this large, like I guess, holding area, where we found like a bunch of like, fused together people from the lower parts of the city. We had learned that, like, basically the corrupted Adeptus Mechanicus people were taking out their augments and like using the normal laborers, basically, of the planet for their own nefarious means. So we came into these holding cells, saw these like masses of fused together like people, still alive, and somewhat cognizant, kind of begging for mercy. We had like a little talk with Heinrich about this, and like what was happening here, and yeah, eventually, like, Heinrich seemed pretty rattled by what was going on, and yeah, we Heinrich went over to a console to examine it, found where like the main power source was for whatever was doing this to people, and yeah, through I guess through our actions, through our options, kind of like the iconoclastic, like, yo, we gotta put these people down, we gotta end their suffering, we gotta be merciful to them. And Heinrich did so, kind of sending an electrical shock into the cages that these amalgamate humans were bound in. Following that, we went up to like this main computer, which is super corrupted, and Heinrich was like, "All right, stay here, let me deal with this." And he went up to it and started doing the Hackerman stuff on it. Yeah, he got a little bit possessed, but we managed to kind of snap him out of it and be like, "Hey, yo, destroy it, throw the computers into the fires," basically. As like, yeah, there was basically an option of like extracting more information than we perhaps really needed from the computer. Would have been corruptive, but we managed to snap Heinrich out of it, and we just took the basically the hard drive, the black box of the machine, rather than just like taking the entire fucking thing, or extracting all of the information without doing proper like purification rites and shit. And yeah, the warp didn't like that, and so they, as we otherwise expunged the rest of the data, a like kind of stingray demon monster thing came out, as well as some other demons that we had to fight through. And yeah, after that, Heinrich thanked us for after finding them. Heinrich thanked us for helping him resist the temptation of the warp. And yeah, after that, we left that room, went back out to the main manufactorum, and went to this one area where there was this Chaos Marine that we had earlier spotted. So we fought him. There was a little bit of dialogue as he was preaching. We had the option basically of listening to what he was saying or just attacking him outright. I at first chose to just listen to what he was saying, and then it's like, and then I went to the other, reloaded the save, decided to not listen to him, and then we killed him and his like cultists. Honestly, surprisingly easy fight. And yeah, after that, we used a console to open up this passageway that was blocked by some like raw materials. And yeah, that brought us to the fabricator sensor, as we had a bit of a little exchange where he was like, "I am the ruler of this planet." I'm like, "Yeah, no, fuck you. I am. I'm the Rogue Trader. You may surrender or die." And he was like, "Then die." And I'm like, "All right." And he summoned like these like large forge fiends, I believe they were called. He had 2 of them, and he was like, "I am now invincible." I'm like, "Uh-huh." We destroyed both of them, both of the forge fiends, as well as goons, and killed them. And yeah, for that, the place was liberated. We then made our exit, and yeah, that was that. Really. As we started making our exit, we Medea, our character, kind of had a bit of a psychic exchange with someone, like Erlon the Cruel or something like that, and it revealed that the Chaos Marine that we had faced were members of the Word Bearers, a rogue Chaos Legion of Space Marines. And yeah, we repair. Our presence has been made known to the leadership of the Space Marine Corps. It would seem, but we managed to resist their influence, and kind of drive them off. And everyone kind of noticed that we had kind of collapsed a bit during that mental exchange. It's like, oh god. Told them what was up, and we made our way off the planet. And so we continued. That was basically where we left off. All right. So we've got oh. Colony reward. Blessed are the weaponsmiths. we decided that we were gonna go with security option, because we had the option as we were leaving to completely purge the planet or not, basically, of heretics. That was unfortunately not the iconoclast option. The iconoclast option was like, yeah, quickly do like a little bit of purging, but otherwise, like, you know, reopen the manufactorums. Yeah, we're probably gonna need some more security on that planet, you know. You know. But anyways. Anything's happening on the bridge. And there was also supposed to be, now that I think about it, there was also supposed to be like a cache that we were supposed to be able to find there. Maybe that's a little something for later, I don't know. Post restoration. I remember going through the entire defeating the fabricator sensor. I remember going through the entire map looking for that cache.
Lord Captain. Lord Captain.
Inquisitor. Claim what was lost. Yep. Roderick. Odenathus 11. I got that. Like there's that, and then this. Oh. The Lemestra, a Smallthorn. The Lemestra 1 trading outpost has been causing troubles for Dargonis' trade for years by attracting merchants arriving from a number of systems, including those from the mining world of Flectica. If only some pirate was motivated enough to blast this station with torpedoes. Damn. Can really just be like, fuck you. Okay.
You have my complete attention.
Are you satisfied with the results of your mission on Kiavagama?
Of course. The fabricator sensor's machine was stopped. Not another soul will be sent into the mouth of the archenemy. In time, we will succeed in uncovering and stopping other schemes of the cult.
Ah. Your influence has made Heinrich more merciful.
We dealt a blow not only to the cultists, but to the archenemy itself. I cannot help but be pleased.
Heinrich permits himself a ghost of a smile. Trusting the cogitator did something to you. I want to know what.
No servant of the God Emperor has closer dealings with corruption than the agents of the Golden Throne. In its quest to guard the Imperium against its foes' most devious and secret schemes, the Inquisition seeks to understand the essence of evil. It is not enough for us to burn or cut down a rotten seedling. We must study it, understand it, touch it. Every time any of us do our duty, we are risking our very souls. But when it comes to psykers, the soul of a psyker is especially enticing to the archenemy.
Heinrich was silent for a long time, his eyes distant, before meeting your gaze and speaking.
The cogitator was stopped, yes. I touched an infernal machine that was created to serve chaos. I used it. I delved into the principles of its operation. That was enough. Corruption needs only the briefest brush of contact.
Heinrich closes his eyes briefly, and a note of bitterness entered his voice.
When I touched the cult's cogitator, I drew the thousand-eyed gaze of evil upon myself, as any agent does when they interfere in the schemes of those who serve the ruinous powers. And that evil undoubtedly left an invisible mark upon me, as it does on any acolyte who fights against the archenemy. And this will be the case every time I do my duty. I know a good deal about the fates of those who have served the throne before me. Enough to know that my path leads to one place, and one place only.
What are you going to do next?
My visit to Kiava Gamma did not produce answers to all my questions, but we did succeed in dealing a blow to the cult by destroying the Fabricator Sensor's machine. I have directed my spies to track the sect's surviving leaders. I am certain that they will have useful information for us soon. Though small, this is a victory for the Golden Throne, and I have you to thank for it.
I don't want to say this. So now I can be rid of you? Alright, I think that'll be all.
Now that my mission is concluded, I can devote my time to other things, such as that long-promised conversation with the Lord Captain.
Heinrich's eyes are fixed on you as if he is pondering something. At last, having made a decision, he says quietly, "Sure."
After you, Lord Captain.
Time passed. 2 hours. Spent a couple of hours in leisurely conversation with Heinrich von Calix. All the while, you cannot shake the feeling that the interrogator's questions are in pursuit of some goal other than simply sustaining the genteel chit-chat. When the general topics, at last, are exhausted, an awkward pause hangs in the air between you. Interrogator glances at the desk piled high with papers. I suppose the news of your inheritance of the Sacred Warrant came as a complete surprise to you. Abelard mentioned searching for heirs once, and how some of them felt about their lives changing forever. Not all of them fully understood the duty they were taking on. Von Calix says this in a deadpan voice. You cannot tell if this apparent indifference is real or feigned. You can relate, of course. Your life once changed beyond recognition as well. I miss my older life. To be honest, thrilled with my new life. Being Rogue Trader has its advantages. For instance, I can torment the servant of the Holy Inquisition with impunity. I sometimes miss my old life. Much quieter. You gain satisfaction serving the God Emperor in your former position. Then now you merely have greater opportunities to demonstrate your potential. Heinrich looks around the study. You can judge a person based on their surroundings. Not here. The air is thick with the memory of Theodora, the decor, the trophies. There are only slight changes related to daily rituals. What you were saying is that this labored conversation was a pretext for studying me. This has felt like an interrogation rather than a conversation for a while now. All in good time. That isn't what I said. Heinrich looks down with a laugh. I'm not looking for heresy or deviations from the Imperial Creed. I'm trying to have a conversation. To learn about your life and what interests you. You can judge how well it's going for yourself. Really? In that case, I shall choose the next topic, if you don't mind. Heinrich looks at you intrigued. Be my guest. And what do you want to talk about? Tell me a secret. That's a light undemanding. Oh. What is your favorite color? What? What kind of question is that? I don't place any importance on such trivial things. Red. Yes, I suppose my favorite color would be red. Favorite food? Heinrich looks at you in polite bewilderment. I place no great importance on the minutiae of my daily life. I recall your colorful metaphor involving amasec and cheese. Your memory is excellent. I suppose you've caught me there. Such extravagances are not always available when I travel to different worlds in the course of my duties, so I value the moments when I can enjoy them. Tell me a secret. That is a very strange question, don't you think? Secret. You already know more than enough about me. Why don't we discuss the Holy Inquisition's plans for the Coroner's experience? That is a light, undemanding topic. Forgive me, but it seems your talent for small talk is scarcely better than mine. And besides, you already know the Inquisition's plans where I am concerned, to accompany you. I mean, I'm already in a relationship with Jai, so let's talk about what interests you instead. Interrogator's eyes narrow. Me? Well, there is one thing that interests me. Yes? Is it the orb? Probably the chessboard, but like... No. I almost thought he was going to continue going towards the orb. I too am fascinated by the orb. Silvermark flank opening. Why use it in the middle game? I'm sorry, what? Talking about the regicide board? Game on the board isn't mine. That's a shame. I noticed the combination as soon as we came in, and I've been eager to ask about the thinking behind White's strategy. Heinrich lapses into silence as he intently studies the pieces on the board. You see his jaw relax and a spark of light kindle in his eyes. Heinrich bites his nail in thought, his eyes not leaving the board. Then he reaches out and cautiously moves a piece. Then another 2 pieces, and another 2. All of his attention is absorbed in rearranging the pieces of the board. Got it. The Calixian prong with a diversionary sacrifice, drawing the opponent into Zugzwain. Excellent, very elegant. Pleased to have unraveled the mystery, the smiling interrogator looks up at you, and upon seeing your expression, coughs and looks away. Apologies, I got carried away. Why are you apologizing? For the first time in this entire conversation, you did something you actually wanted to do. Heinrich shifts. I did? Interesting observation. Heinrich runs a hand through his hair. You're right. I haven't been able to break out of my usual role. Asking targeted questions and then just sitting back and listening. My work leaves no room for personal desires, and I rarely even ask myself what I want. This game distracted me from me. Perhaps it would be better to find common ground over a game of Regicide. Heinrich looks at you. Perhaps, if you're offering. I don't know how to play Regicide, but I'm confident that you will make a fine teacher. I know how to play Regicide. Perhaps we could talk over a game from time to time. Much more exciting than it is about how we can spend our time together, but Regicide sounds good as well. Perhaps we can talk over a game from time to time. Henrik's face brightens. I will gladly join you in a game. Back when I had an opponent, I spent all my free time at the board, and the Vox on your desk buzzes to life, and you both jump. Heinrich inclines his head. You are wanted, and I have taken up enough of your time. Really is time to end our running away, are you? I suppose it really is time to end our conversation. In that case, I must leave you to your duties. Surprisingly cute. Can't believe my Inquisitor is this cute. Sacred Cog came from the production lines of Kiava Gamma. Very nice. It's me. Empty tome contains schematics of the ship's house. Your ladyship. Alright. I'm like, which one of these was the thing? Anything we can sell these guys? Nope. Rip. Long range lance weapon. 4 plasma torpedoes for 19 damage. Warheads. Trying to see if I can find the Okay. Fuel. Okay. Wearer gains a 15% bonus to damage against enemies that dealt damage to the wearer this round. Heavy bolter. Okay. In combat, the target dispatch loses half of its current armor. That. Deals additional damage equal to 45% of the target's missing wounds instead of 25%. SG stacks have disturbed. It's an opening, they gain lethality temporarily. Have that. User weapon expert. Didn't use that. Swifter movement saw. Power weapon. Will not to die. I have to do half of the character's stuff. Heavy weapon proficiency. And bonus to parry. Hmm. Hmm. I could see the rest of the stuff there. Okay. Next, an enemy that is at full wounds gains 20% dodge. Master Tactician and one random ally makes 2 attacks instead of 1 during Orchestrated Firestorm and Last Volley. And Last Volley can be used multiple times per combat, once per turn. All allies, including the Master Tactician that have a weapon capable of burst fire, use burst fire instead of single attack. Allies dodge automatically. right. Deals 12% more damage to the targets with less than 50% wounds and heals 20% more wounds. Every hit scored on enemies. Already got that. Attacks made by allies deal 25% less damage to allies and deal crits against allies. A hero's footsteps. Huh. Okay. All right, dispatch. Oh, 30. I do like that they've like separated these out. Every knife successful dodge and parried by the Psyker and their allies combined. Plus 2 AP on their next turn. Enemies that have taken damage from the Psyker. Okay. Any particular for the first time. that. Okay. It's an enemy that is at full wounds. Use direct damage. We just got an ability that does direct damage. Okay. Is anybody else? Ooh.
May the Exalted One protect you. Oh.
The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
Have you studied Demence's neural augmatic yet?
I have destroyed it.
Oh, good. Pascal stares at you inscrutably and says in a soft voice, "Good. Good. A slight telltale rattle in Pascal's voice makes him sound unconvincing. You're lying.
This statement is true.
He was
I
so.
am yet to settle into a definitive course of action. I am running a spot diagnostic on the memory of the heretic Demence. Even though purity protocols stipulate that his blasphemous knowledge must be eradicated, I am not drawn toward forbidden information, but only to data concerning the blessed Amonats.
A sigh-like sound comes from the Vox synthesizer. Have you found anything out?
The success has been partial. Demence Haneman's identity has been confirmed. The widespread influence of paranoid motivations is observable in his cognitive processes, which is what seems to have caused him to break his vows. However, extensive regions of his memory have been damaged by forbidden technologies and are, for now, defying decryption.
What corrupted Demence?
An echo of the warp. Energies of the immaterium that had seeped into real space and taken the shape of a Vox signal. I have found recorded cases of similarly induced corruption in the archive. Listening to the void is a perilous occupation.
But you did want to know what he knew. You were interested.
The quest for knowledge is our mission of highest priority. But what Demence promised was not knowledge, but a distorted copy of it. This was not what the Deus Mechanicus had told us to seek.
Pascal's voice grows heavier and gloomier. Any information on Archmagos Armanaut?
The data discovered is unreadable. It is encrypted, albeit only partially, and I hypothesize that the heretic Demence was attempting to decrypt it. I will take every effort to extract a larger volume of data. Information pointing to the unit referred to as the maimed hunter is alleged to be of critical significance.
Your knowledge, even as you extol it.
Whether knowledge can be profane is the grand question. Lay people find comfort in the delusion that knowledge is merely information. That, in and of itself, it is harmless, and only turns dangerous when it falls into the hands of the wicked.
Pascal's voice turns metallic. His mechadendrites begin a fluid dance around his lean figure, coiling mysteriously.
My apologies. 90% of my processing power is engaged in the analysis of my tech comrade's memory. My response time may be longer than usual.
That is not at all what you just said. But it is not what I have seen. I have seen knowledge gnaw away at the minds of those who let it inside them, yet I seek it regardless. Why? Perhaps because there really is no apostasy in knowledge. It is dangerous, yes, but not forbidden, for it was created by the Omniscience. Your Omniscience does not speak to you, so you wander about in the dark. Embrace the light of the Emperor. The true God will show you which way damnation lies and which way grace lies. Trying to convert an Adeptus Mechanicus cultist. Not all knowledge comes from the Omniscience. Some is rooted in evil and is nothing but a threat to humanity. I believe that any and all knowledge can be tamed for the glory of humanity. You seek knowledge because it's what you enjoy doing. So do what you enjoy. Otherwise, what's the point of living? I would not presume to give you advice.
This is true. We explorators are the sappers who walk the uncharted terrain of knowledge, transforming it into habitable space until we reach a point beyond which we must not proceed. Our remains will be assigned to those that follow in our footsteps. Go no further. Their duty now is to develop in the space we have claimed while looking for ways to make further breakthroughs. Failure must never stop us, for failure is an acceptable outcome.
True. Tech Priest lowers his head pensively. The mechadendrites slow down smoothly, and the steely overtones disappear from Pascal's voice. Continue your research.
Response? Affirmative. The decryption will continue with diligence and caution. May your labors be effective and fruitful.
And may yours be as well. Just a dead guy right there. No big deal. Computer. Hand the Kiava Gamma data bank to the tech priest. Access the data from Kiava Gamma. The tech priest connects the data slate to the cogitator's drive with such care as if he is holding the greatest of treasures. The servo motors hum as they begin to stir, and lines of text on the vid screen swiftly replace one another. Input, pack.comp, nom, os, stab, true, stat.check init, nom, os, ump, incident, status initiated, dat.reg 521148622. The great mechanism has transformed the secret data into a format that you can comprehend without the assistance of a servant of the Omniscience. The tech priest retrieves the data slate from the heart of the cogitator, holding it with both hands, and passes it to you. Thank you. Preliminary report N4073. Reporter, Unit Q59 divided by 0, Research Group /0. Subject of study, active samples of the terrible disease. Assigned name, Tech Blight. Effect. The Tech Blight is capable of corroding matter and destroying it from within at a terrifying speed. This deadly plague infects mechanisms as well as any metals and other materials used as their basis. No technology known to the Crimson Priesthood, neither gifts from the great Omniscience nor heretical products of Xenos, can withstand this onslaught. The disease poisons and warps the very essence and taints the code of sacred mechanisms. Observations. The tech blight triggers an effect that is repulsive at its core, transforms metal into horrific forms of an unpredictable nature. During testing, it demonstrated the ability to fuse solid matter with organic object, creating something new as a result. The phenomenon was assigned the name tech splicing. Method of transportation. Ceramic capsules. Burnt clay is the only thing that can contain the pestilence. Extra caution must be taken given the container's fragility. Any damage might result in an uncontrolled outbreak. Damaging the containers is unacceptable. Current stage. Test to subjugate the tech blight to his will and turn it into a weapon subject to the Omnissiah's wisdom. Test result assessment success. Note. The test triggered an event recorded under the name incident N872-04. The quest for knowledge in his name will continue. Hypothesis 1. The tech blight was created in the darkness of unknown worlds away from the eye of the great creator. Hypothesis 2. Any taint that exists to harm the machine god's creation can and will be bent to his will. Remember... It is.
The Omnissiah knows all. Comprehend. I am honored to acknowledge. May
How you feeling? You're let my friend.
Elantark.
Skillet gracefully bows her head, adding an intricate gesture of her delicate fingers to the greeting. Okay. Would be good. Blood didn't have anything scratch our lacerax. Bigotus? Rumors. Never. Never anything.
Words cannot... I have...
Greetings.
Alright. Yeah. Now shows which ones have stuff. The rings. The warp jump was unusually hectic. The recent attack of the scrap code disabled many of the sacred machines whose malfunctioning algorithms showed no sign of failure until the vessel departed real space and surrendered itself to the Sea of Souls. Only a navigator's talent and the tireless vigil of the tech priest saved the void ship from ruin. Oh. Why? Personal presence on the colonized world is required. And explore what is happening on the planet. Rich spoils. have the thing I want. Ice gain. Okay. %. Ooh. Unquenchable E. What are they? Adeptus Mechanicus? Man, a profit patch produced by a colony and the speed of projects. All colony. Damn. I want that one. And 20% against. Oh. Flex Project, Shrine. You'd have Bonfires of the Righteous. Like this doesn't. Like. Execute. Ba-doop. You know what? Fuck it. There we go. Yep, the birds fall. During the warp voyage, the navigation chambers reported there are warp reefs right on the ship's course. The fragments of the Sea of Soul given material form. The navigator may either steer the ship past the dangerous region or risk approaching the ragged formation to gain valuable insight. Sure. Fuck. Following the voyage ship approaches the warp reefs, and the lower decks rang with the unbearable screeching. Ripperoni. Goodbye. Goodbye. Try that again. Oh, I also wanted to visit this area. Now that I think about it, I did want to see how much stuff had. 7. Good amount. Can't imagine this is gonna have too much. Two. Quick save. Approach. Following the Lord Captain's orders and the navigator's instructions, the void ship approaches the warp reefs and past the sharp formation without brushing against a single one. No one on board noticed anything in particular, but it became a momentous event for the navigator that gained her a special understanding of warp emanations. Oh, we got like 6 warp stuff. Emperor's Poem. A celestial body holds 0 interest as an object of study. We can continue onward, Lord Captain. Didn't I just get... Glass, steel. This is the Forge World Euphrates II. It belongs to the explorators of the Cognizance fleet. They colonized it centuries ago. Fortunately, they do not possess the privilege of land. Unfortunately, we do not possess the privilege of landing here. Why can I not go down to the surface of this planet? This world is declared off-limits to the laity due to the sacred rites of the Adeptus Mechanicus being performed on its surface. I am afraid the restriction applies even to your ladyship. What kind of secrets are they hiding? Rumors say the servants of the Omniscire are calculating the formulae of ultimate destruction in the secluded tech crypts of this world, seeking to confine it to a rigid system of previously unseen weapon primers. Others whisper that the local denizens have dedicated their lives to the restoration of a ruined divine weapon from the dark age of technology, whose power and technological perfection are so holy that a mere glance from a layman would be an affront to the Omniscire. Alright. Not disturb him. Who art thou? You're facing several Ordari scout ships. The Xenos are in no hurry to attack, and time seems to have slowed down. One wrong move and carnage will ensue. Ask Irlet to help you negotiate. Irlet's speech is met with a torrent of Aldari abuse that is too much for even your elucidator. The Xenos accuse her of betraying her kind by conspiring with the monkey, and unceremoniously cut the connection, yet their ships are no longer blocking the way. Well, I tried. There was an attempt. Oh, you know. The Frozen Prince. Emergency aboard the Verge ship. Foul thingma, what's it? Use some weapon equipment. Right. Good tidings, Cemetery of the Faithful. Oh, I can't get that. Been grayed out. Indulgences for sale. Oh. Chronicle of the Protectorate. Bella Biogalic. Profit factor 1, chemicals 3. Science of virtue. Cure for sloth. Secret of the winter scales. Blood and nip. Reaping. Protectorate. Giants. Well, the corruption of Janus. Okay. In plantations will allow the production of fluid and that sting the victim's very genes. Jesus. Dark sages. Allies deal 5% more damage to Xenos. Security 4. All of these give security 4. Hero of the week. All enemies suffer. Go into the mysteries of chem synthesis, which can turn deadly toxins into basic substance needed for life-saving medication kits. Lord Captain, the tech priests have made a sinister discovery on Kiava Gamma, a blasphemous machine built at the behest of the wicked Cubist Delphim. This mechanism is capable of picking up the whispers of the warp. It seems to occasionally transmit a discordant binaric melody into nowhere, but no encrypted data or other threats have been detected. It seems to be a functional side effect of sorts. Of course, the idea of using a machine instead of astropaths to contact the voices of the warp may seem tempting, but this machine is teeming with corruption. Fuel tanks are satisfied with the liquefied souls of your subjects. It has enough for now, but someday it will have to be refueled. How could Cubis construct such a powerful and monstrous machine? By the dictums of the Omnisire, the heretic had entered into a dangerous field of experimentation with the warp technology. It is dangerous knowledge, but the ancient and incredibly complex Vox core of the mechanism is much older than Delphim is. He had probably found it here and made use of it to fulfill his needs. What are the risks of using this machine? Typical of contact with the Immaterium, it intercepts information from the warp, which puts the minds and souls of the staff serving the machine in jeopardy. The warp is treacherous. What does my retinue think about this? On behalf of the Inquisition, I hereby declare a ban on any contact with this device. It must be removed and given to our acolytes. Normally that would be all, but I will explain further, out of respect for you. The Inquisition can reap benefits from this heretical machine. Our trained acolytes are able to carry a vigil near it, carefully listening to the dark whispers of the spirits of the Immaterium without succumbing to their corruption. We could discover their plans and warn the rogue trader whenever any threat would loom over her domain. The demons wanted us to hear their vile speeches. Let them hear our righteous cry. Medea, let me summon the most righteous preachers who would dedicate their lives and zeal to reading a litany of fury and rage to this machine. Let the inhabitants of the warp hear us and fear us. This blasphemous creation has to be anathemized and deconstructed. In the name of the total knowledge acquisition, the principles of its work must be inspected beforehand in great secrecy, requesting the right to investigate their heretical device before disposing of it. Alright, let's see. Otherworldly Observer. All allies gain +7 awareness. +1 security. Assign the transmechanics to listen to the voice of the warp. Have them report on everything they hear. Lose complacency. Then so be it, Argento. Shake the warp with the wrathful sermon of the Emperor. +1 complacency. Emperor's voice. All allies gain 7 persuasion. Cool. Switch the machine from receiving to transmitting. We will use it to place our astropathic acquire. +1 security, +1 efficiency. Alright, Pascal, gather a team. Empyrean transceiver. Whenever the wearer is targeted by an gains allies. Okay. Or destroy. What was it? 7 awareness. Or 7 persuasion. Torn between these two. $5,000 Drusian rep. 7 persuasion is nice. But I literally only need 1 character with persuasion. Which is my character. We'll do with it. Thank you for your cooperation. The squad of the Inquisition's acolytes secretly requisitioned the desecrated machine. After a short while, some rather curious anonymous warnings began to arrive on Dargonis, and each of them had undoubtedly been paid for with the blood and soul of a selfless defender of the Imperium. Thanks to the information overheard in the whispers of the warp, many heretical plots and blasphemous messages sent by the cult of the Final Dawn have been uncovered. The Protectorate has gained a new line of defense. Cool. Blessed are the weaponsmiths. The Dark Marchesa. Plasma weapon. Single shot. Overcharge. That was quick. Wasn't expecting that to already be done, I'll be honest. I didn't even look at these. Chapel of Enumeration. Only the revered and marvelously equipped temples of the Adeptus Mechanicus earn the right to become chapels of enumeration. Underneath their majestic vaults, cyber theurges exercise devastation-wreaking digital rakshas, while data smiths awaken the spirits of the blessed cogitators with arithmetical liturgies and lex prayers. More weapons, more efficiency. Cross plasteel, I don't have the mechanisms for it. Mago Twains. Planet's manufactorums are only as efficient as its logistical center. Lex mechanics predict a major growth in the world's overall manufacturing output if haulers and airships make way for powerful mag trains speeding along a web of long-distance railways. Profit factor 1, mechanisms that. Okay. Giants. Oops, righteousness. You'd have 4 efficiency. Planet. Centuries ago, liturgies of assembly and first ignition were held on Kiava Gamma for majestic steel monstrosities, all crushing mountain tunnelers, mighty cargo haulers, and voracious mega harvesters. This virtuous craft is lost now, but Adeptus Mechanicus artisans can revive it. Then, once again, triumphant calls of klaxons will shake the thingamawassit. We otherwise meet all other things. Medal of Metal. Servitors have no feelings, but they serve, attempting to pay the Rogue Trader back for her merciful guardianship. Compassion for the Silent. A hospice for servitors will provide care for out-of-order automatons to the utter bewilderment of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I want that one. I got called down for dinner, though. So we're gonna take a break. I want that one. That one seems wholesome. Servitor rights, dude. Alright. Take a break. Boop. I am back. I had chicken, corn, and pasta for dinner. It was pretty good. But let's get back to the Warhammering. Alright, we had a thing here. Blessed are the weaponsmiths. Compassion for the silent. Profit factor 1, people times 6. Servitors have no feelings, but they serve, attempting to pay the Rogue Trader back for their merciful guardianship, plus 20 whole integrity. I like that. The motive force is life. Kiava Gamma is sufficiently advanced and well defended to have the honor of hosting an electro-priest monastery. Lighting up the sky with a mighty magnetic radiance, this formidable power complex will pour thousands of gigawatts of the blessed motive force on the planet's manufactorums. Flawless servitors. A servitor is superior to an ordinary worker in every way, being efficient, durable, and devoid of service-relevant brain processes. Kiava Gamma will have the capacity to provide the entire Protectorate with servants of flesh and metal, once given appropriate amounts of human raw materials. The new production line will be deployed at an ancient and venerated workshop decommissioned for preservation years ago by Lady Theodora's orders. Plus 2 efficiency, battle servitors. In ship encounters, the Rogue Trader's squad is supported by friendly combat servitors. Vigil of the Tech Guards. The Adeptus Mechanicus are concerned about the recent outbreak of heresy on Kiava Gamma. They offer to enter into a solemn alliance with House von Valankis. Under its terms, an ancient workshop preserved by Lady Theodora's order will become the site of the Prioritas Scutarius factory, which would produce the invincible tech guards. These unrelenting warriors, impeccable in their digital vows, will secure every Adeptus Mechanicus facility in the Protectorate. Plus 10 tech use. Plus 2 security. Plus 2 efficiency. And let's see. Inferno. The Magos Metallurgicus are proposing a massive tectonic plate detonation to awaken the planet's great volcanoes. Smelting shops housed inside their flaming vents can produce plasteel of incredible purity. The earthquakes, tectonic instability, and ash clouds that will forever envelop the sky of Kiava Gamma are a small price for such a success. Armored prow. This front-focused armor design concentrates the thickest adamantine plating armors in the ship's prow compartment, allowing the ship to break through heavy enemy fire during a relentless push. Plus 4 to the prow plating. The ram of the causes internal fires. The number of fires depends on the size of the target. Flash skill times 12. Armored rage. Kiava Gamma will be granted a sacred writ authorizing the production of war machines. Amid the solemn flickering of lumens, fierce machine spirits of battle tanks, armored transport, and artillery cannons will awaken, craving the blood of heretics and Xenos. Titan Forge Lance Weapon. Long-range lance weapon dealing 84 to 98 damage to a chosen enemy within a narrow firing arc. So it's like single target. Unwelcome guests. Mysterious explorator ship, the Hexalation, has landed on the world's surface. The tech priest graciously informed the authorities that they had taken control of nearby manufactorums in order to perform the rites of ship maintenance, and made servitors of the workers' units deployed there. Servants of the Omniscire requested enormous quantities of priceless materials without saying a word as to the purpose of their visit or details of their mission. They have expressed their gratitude for the assistance and vaguely promised a reward commensurate with the planetary authorities' contribution. Eye of the Omniscire. This auger system is connected to the mighty cogitation blocks offered by explorators as a gift to the Rogue Trader. The computer power is so great that the augers can pick up even the slightest vulnerabilities in enemy defenses. And we suffer -10 to their evasion. 2 profit factor, -3 efficiency, a bunch of mechanisms. Honestly, that sounds like the way to go. Compassion for the Silent, though, sounds really nice. I like that a lot of these don't like... A lot of these don't like... Gonna bring the world of iniquity to Imperial compliance, and the city of Corda is facing a prolonged campaign to weed out the planet's blasphemous element. She will pay a generous price for the formidable steel giants of Kiava Gamma, vested in holy armor and armed with the Emperor's righteous fury. Passion for the Silent. Iconoclast adherent. A hospice for the servitors. Blessed be they. Wait, the railways are already done? Huh? Recovering the saint's fingerprints, formally reclaiming the relic via the Adeptus Administratum will be a bureaucratic war, requiring influential allies and nothing short of an army of clerks and scribes. But if it is passed into the safekeeping of monks in the Order of the Hammer, your great triumph for them. Alright. The frozen. There's nothing here. Oh, so we got a red supergiant. Duplas steel. Oh, that's kind of funky looking. The two plasteel. Like it's a gas giant. It is. Nothing. Promethium 5. First have fuel, that good fuel, baby. Deadly. One chemical. No xenotech. Now we'll do this. Re-enter here just to see what we got. 3 xenotech. 2 adamant. Nothing happened. Gained some profit factor. Oh, we get 7 from that. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Gimme. He apparently leveled up at some point. I don't know when. A void scout ship has arrived in the colony's orbit, having returned from a long expedition. Their hold is filled with trophies, and their promethium tanks are nearly empty. Sell fuel to them. Buy their trophies. Offer them noble titles in exchange for their trophies. Buy the trophies. The explorers of the unknown agreed to sell their trophies to the Rogue Trader, not willing to risk running into pirates while looking for a better price. That required my attention, apparently. And the forgiveness of can be a significant source of revenue. It's closely held an ambitious dream to erect a giant spire that will reach up to Foulstone's orbit. From there, a powerful Vox station will broadcast prayers and sermons to the entire planet, while the voice of the astropathic choir will carry the sacred words all across the corners expanse. Good tidings will be heard. 3 times Allies dogmatic rank. Epiphany. Oh. God damn, shrine just fucking. Woo. Focused on adamantine. And meanwhile, this one's just there. What our plasteel production is here. Oh. 5 plasteel. Acceptable. And I can't do anything with that. Alright. Oh. In the middle of a jump warp, our sensors detected an approaching void ship similar to ours in size, but of greater tonnage. The unidentified ship did not respond to our hails and kept its course, approaching us at high speed. The unplanned maneuver was completed without any casualties or damage to the unidentified vessel, or perhaps it was a warp mirage, passed us by and made no attempts to follow us. reached a new stage of development. Good for them. I don't know what that means. Troubling news arrived from Janus, your ladyship. While digging an irrigation ditch, the workers found a xeno obelisk made of unknown material. It was delivered to the laboratorium and subjected to a number of tests, one of which caused a reaction. The obelisk generated a low-frequency vibration, and the events that followed were catastrophic. A series of anomalies were recorded in the Epsilon 2 Majoris region. It is almost like Janus itself is fighting us there. Many logistical chains have been disrupted. The only people who visit the uncontrolled territory are the wretches fleeing deeper into the region in greater and greater numbers. The observers report strange fires in the sky at night, completely imperceptible to the augurs. The Agentis Mechanicus recommend we fence off the afflicted area. According to their hypothesis, this anomaly is the world's attempt at self-recovery, and therefore should be studied, not interrupted. What the fuck is happening? Is happening there? Vegetation demonstrated a remarkable ability for wild growth. It took the plants only 2 days to overrun the agro-complexes in the region. Extinct species of local megafauna have been spotted in the newly formed jungle, aggressive and acting in unnatural cohesion. How are the wretches involved? We do not know. It is as if they all received a signal telling them to abandon their work and rush deep into the afflicted territory. Some were stopped by the watchmen appointed by your order. Unfortunately, about 100 still made their way into the region. Alright. Methodically eliminate everything in the region. Plants, animals, wretches, everything. Janus Warlord. Gains plus 10 fellowship, plus 5 weapon, and plus 5 ballistic. Send in scouts. Let's see what they managed to find. Audacity of Janus. Torpedo launchers. The audacity. 4 Odari sonic torpedoes of 22 damage warhead. Isolate the region, commence research. We must understand what we are dealing with. Blessing of the Warp Spider. Whenever the wearer kills an enemy or scores a critical hit, they gain 2 movement on their turn. Permission to advise granted. I await your proposals. The nature of Janus is rising up. It is a lucky coincidence that Janus harbors specialists who are not only experts in controlling life, but on destroying it as well. Even though reports from the Magus Biogelis Capella bear no mention of the storage of weapons of mass destruction, I have no doubt that they do possess some. They always have some lying around. I see no reason not to let them use them against this, whatever it is. Deployment of fortified research stations in the affected sectors is recommended. The benefit of gathering more information justifies the increased casualty rate among personnel. The sickly creatures know more about this pestilent growths than we do. Something we must amend quickly. We should catch some mutants and force them to cooperate, that we can learn what it is we are dealing with. Begin to purge the tainted region. Magma are clear to employ weapons of mass destruction. Repo outposts. Isolate the region. Tell us the truth about what is happening. See, now why is this one red? The audacity. Blessing of the Warp Spider. I don't like the implication of this. Isolate the region, start rounding up the wretches, make them tell us the truth about what is happening. Torpedo tubes filled with 22 damage. I don't want to do no business with no warp spiders, so we'll research. May the Omnisire be merciful to the souls of those who will give their lives in the name of obtaining knowledge. Scouts who ventured into the heart of the afflicted region discovered ancient Xenos creations emerging from the ground. The afflicted region reacted to the incursion by expanding and swallowing up some of the neighboring agri-complexes. Fortified observation stations were set up in the largest clusters of ruins. The priceless data and artifacts collected that were paid for with the lives of the many watchmen who fought against the onslaught of Janus's enraged wilds. Chems, baby. Mechanized servants. What does this do? The user gains +1 AP and immediately resets countdowns on all attacks and attack abilities. At the start of the user's next turn, they gain +1 stack of staggered. Fortress is. Hero of the week. Okay. Hero for sloth. Workshops in which tons of organic raw materials pass through fermentation vats, hot rollers, and okay. The sacred technology could enable Janus to produce enormous volumes of promethium. However, only the most skillful and highest paid smugglers will be up to the task of stealing this treasure. Avioris. Five provision. 2 adamantine. Alright. Yo. I bring woeful news, Lord Captain. Prelate Hectoricus of the Order of the Hammer has passed away. Immediately after the launch of the orbital Vox Spire, he entered the halls of recording and, having sat on the command throne, was granted a vision. For over 3 days, Prelate Hectarius, or Hectarchius, preached about Saint Cognatius being reincarnated in a body made from the saint's own holy relics. The spiritual feat depleted Prelate Hectarchius's strength, and he peacefully departed for the emperor's throne shortly after the sermon's conclusion. The Order's elders believe this to be a sign that Saint Cognatius's relics, currently stored on the planet throughout the expanse, must be brought together. The Order is preparing for the election of a new prelate, under whose guidance it will undertake this holy mission. The majority of the votes are divided between Prioress Lugnalia, well known for her fervor, and the merciful Cellarer Tychon. The minority of the Order see the Oikonomos Nigmus, a humble and reasonable man, as their prelate. Influential servant. Okay. Does Prelate Hectarchus' death not strike you as odd? I'm afraid it does not. The esteemed Hectarchius began his service as a battle missionary and has long grown weary of the peaceful life befitting a man of his status. He yearned for a worthy spiritual feat, and when presented with the chance to serve as the voice of a saint, he gave what little strength remained. When he died, he was exhausted but content. How does the Order intend to carry out Saint Cognatius's mission? The Conclave aims to procure all the relics that once belonged to Saint Cognatius, all that can possibly be procured. Given that the saint is a legendary figure, many items in the Cornus Expanse have an alleged connection to him. However, it seems unlikely that any of the relics' owners will be eager to part with them. The answer to the question of how the Order of the Hammer is going to retrieve them depends on the identity of its next prelate. Wish to know more about the candidates? Iris Lugnalia was converted by Hectarchus on one of the heathen worlds. She then served as his bodyguard for many years and eventually became the protector of the Order's reliquary and the leader of its military branch. As for Brother Tychon, he is an aristocrat by birth. He had an excellent education and could have lived in luxury had he not renounced secular life for the sake of ascetic vows. He's intelligent, thoughtful, well-read, and, most importantly, genuinely merciful. Few things can be said about the Oikonomos Enigmas. He has never been famous for his prowess in battle or sermons, but the monastery has never wanted for anything on his watch. He is a most reasonable and unobtrusive individual. What will my companions say? I have sympathy for Prioress Lugnalia. Let her meet with Reverend Hieronymus on footfall. Should he accept her as a worthy leader, we ought to support her. A careful and sensible Oikonomos sounds like a safer bet to me than a fanatic or a clever aristocrat. The voices say that he has a few paltry secrets, and knowledge of those secrets guarantees us his loyalty. Brother Tychon, he and I have met back when he was called Tychon Drivestem. He wasn't a monk back then. He was a grandson and heir to Urbend, governor of Dargonus, an honorable young man with a spark in his eyes. His ascension would mean much to the Drivestems. Anxious for the assistance we provided to their kin. Uncover some of Enigmus' little secrets. I need an obedient prelate. Huh. Yeah, we'll go with the drive stem, lad. Will do. I bet Urban never thought the boy would be of any use to the family. Now we will have to endure a decade of him boasting about the drive stem blood that always strives for great heights. Brother Tychon has been chosen as the prelate of the Order of Hammer. Peaceful emissaries departed from Foulstone for many planets to form alliances and reinforce spiritual ties with the holder of St. Cognatius's relics. This diplomatic mission will undoubtedly require sizable financial support. House Drivestem has been informed of the honor granted to their family and has humbly requested to cover all expenses related to Prelate Tychon's endeavors. Nice. Compassion for the silent, my boys. Affects the amount of resources produced by the colony, increasing it by 10% for each point of efficiency. Mechanism 3. Mag trains. Alright. I wish it showed how much you got from this. Oh, only 3? Yeah, no, fuck that. Give me that manufacturer back. Give me that extraction thing. Buy it. Extraction thingamawhatsits. Okay. The warp drive went smoothly enough, although many crew members reported strange incidents while they were asleep. They sensed someone approaching them and laying a hand on their forehead. Then the hand seemed to pass through their skin, through their skull, and with tender motions sorted their jumbled thoughts into some sort of order. Everyone affected by the incident was horrified for a long time afterward. Resident psyker Adira Talas, however, remarked with a grin that the tidying up had allowed her to dredge up a vital memory and find the left sock that had long been missing from her favorite pair. Adira, stop messing with the crew, please. Stop freaking them out. Please and thanks. Okay, 4. 4 is acceptable. And then forces from different decks of the Von Valankus vessel report a terrifying sight. The skin of some crew members had become translucent, revealing knots of muscle and blood vessels beneath. Worse yet, small spider-like insects were seen scurrying inside of them, snow white and sparkling like ice. The transformed could not see this phenomenon in themselves or anyone else, only occasionally complaining about a prickly feeling in their extremities. Some were branded as mutants and killed. The survivors reverted back after the vessel emerged in real space. Huh? Why did that happen? Shippers and enforcers notice officers about a strange insect-like creature appearing on the astropathic chamber deck. The entity was destroyed, but the incident was recalled a few days later when one of the astropaths lost his mind, shrieking about a splitting headache. Psyker perished shortly after, and the autopsy revealed the presence of countless bloated larvae consuming his brain. The corpse and the insect were safely disposed of. Just get into like a fucking chain of shit. Look at that xenotech, baby. During the warp voyage, the middle decks reported strange gatherings that were attracting dozens of officers. Investigation quickly bore fruit. One of the acolytes from the auger deck has proclaimed himself a prophet, is rambling about purification by blessed fire. Only the perilous influence of the warp can explain the strange convictions and uncanny zeal of this person. Dispose of the new emergent prophet and ban the cult. And put the cult under surveillance. Purification by blessed fire. Claiming so provident is rambling about purification by blessed fire. The newly emergent prophet and banned the cult. Under surveillance. Spies reported that the cult gatherings were hardly worth investigating. They were nothing but long conversations punctuated by people searing their palms over an open flame. Surveillance was maintained until the end of the warp journey, after which the newly born prophet simply forgot about his calling, stopped giving sermons, and dismissed his congregation. Now, xenotech seems very rare, so take it when we can get it. All right, there we go. During the warp journey, the augurs discovered a strange object that had been following the Rogue Trader's void ship for several hours. Judging by the distorted telemetry, it was a strangely shaped vessel of Xeno origin. The unidentified pursuer tried to approach the void ship several times, allowing the augurs to observe the shimmering energy sails unfurled among the shifting currents of the warp. Strange chase ended after the mysterious ship vanished in the depths of the Sea of Souls. The clan servicing the void shield arrays petitioned the Lord Captain for aid. Compartments were becoming overrun with putrescent fungal corruption. Okay, the thick black spores poisoned the Rogue Trader servants, causing their eyes to burst and their veins to swell until their skin ruptured. Clan was issued reinforced unirobes and gas masks so they could keep working while the soldiers burned away the infestation. 3 days had passed since the Vox system broadcasted anything other than subdued moans and wet slapping noises. Unforeseen event. What the heck does that mean? Guess I decided not to do that. Before taking a look at whatever that was. Wait, hold on. Hold up. Who characteristics? Can't get ballistic skill. I would get that up to 4. Problems at more damage with non-burst area attacks. Let's see. And not to get to that. My fellowship. Warehouse. Tech use. Okay. Why are these separated? Okay. Okay. That. It's already got that. Let's see. What is this next highest? Demolition? Ethereum. Or warp. Athletics. Buy some poison stimulators or alcohols. To assist in healing old injuries before they turn into. Okay. Athletics. Which bonus point deal 5% more damage with one-handed weapons. 10% more damage. That. Alright, Lady Argenta. Can't get her the two that I want to give her. Oh, she's the first one who actually gets like a feature. All right. A talent. Any flame auto attacks against demons and psychos deal an additional blah. Oops. Very. Keep that. Defense 25. She has power armor proficiency. What the fuck? Movement points. Rated by an ally's non-damaging ability. Resolve is increased. I'm doing my part. No characters in Government have the same archetype as this character. Cassia. 80K Persuasion. Where are these -1s coming from? There's willpower. Okie dokie. Excuse. Non-burst, ranged area attacks. Weapons. These -10s. I understand. This affects awareness and reduces dodge chance against characters' attacks. Increases their parry and reduces enemy parry chance. Us. Hmm. X grounds. That's tied to fellowship. High willpower. It's going to exert control over crowd or interrogate heretics. Negative mental effects in psychic powers. I've gotten that leveling out of the way. What is this? According to the ancient chronicles and maps handed to you by the Pilgrim, this icy planet used to be a prosperous imperial colony. However, a sharp change in its trajectory, brought upon by the warp anomaly raging in the system, caused the world to distance itself from the local star. In less than a decade, the planet's surface was completely encased in ice, sealing a wealth of machines and artifacts of the Imperium inside a glacial tomb. Use augurs to scan the planet. Magos Hanuman made a logical statement. Unverified information received from a nameless individual is likely to prove false. However, the factual evidence pointing to the authenticity of the ancient documents allows one to assume the rogue trader's augurs are not powerful enough to perform a more thorough scanning of the frozen world. Beholding the truth. Go to uncover the traces of humans. That's what I was. Icon's diplomacy. Prelate Tychon of the Order of the Hammer wishes to send messengers to worlds that serve as the resting places of Saint Cognatius's relics to form spiritual bonds with their peeps. Yeah, go ahead. From the problem of the trade, go ahead. That actually costs 3 to go. 3 to be lost. Alright. Earn distress, rumors. Where's that new one? Beholding the truth. Simply not powerful enough. Okay. Uncharted. Right. We will, of course, do actual main mission. Absolutely last. The vessel's confessors report discontent among their flock. Doing the traditional sermon for departure. Right. Need to buy all chambers of void ship one more time. Okay. Whisper subsided. and armor. Alright. Gas giant or an ocean world? A gas giant. Nothing. Got a burning world there. By the look of it. A little lake right there. Bones in the desert. Spooky. Savannah world. Oh. There are sects in the Imperial Court whose adherents believe transgressors will be punished after death on burning planets. This world could serve as one such purgatory. That's hardcore. Helium solitus. Bones in the desert. After analyzing the auger data, the officers were surprised to discover that the planet was once covered with oceans. Long ago, an unknown cataclysm caused the seas to dry out and turn the world into a lifeless desert. The most amazing discovery of all was skeletal remains of colossal oceanic organisms, some large enough to be seen from orbit. Damn! Life is fragile, even for creatures this enormous. So big you can see them from fucking orbit. Come back, go this way. Armor. Emergency. Servitors assigned to the storage base have gone berserk and are attacking voidsmen. Survivors are claiming to have seen some pernicious warp beast possessing one of the automatons. It must be expelled one way or another. Yeah, I'll face them myself. What a warp beast? Bring Earlet. Get some XP for ourselves, maybe some loot. You know? Rather than use up some of ours.
Patience. My nerves are frayed.
Where the heck is that? Madden servitor. Well, facing that way too. This is a familiar map.
Oh, what an amusing attempt at defiance!
Effective servo skulls. You over there. You over here. Okay. A little bit of that. As much hovering angles as I would like.
I'm powerless to act.
Is this one? Allies in the area gain 8% armor, cannot be over penetrating, get immunity to prone effect, 2 deflection against area attacks. Sure. No line of sight, huh? Servo skull. One shot.
Braves, another one.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
Plant. Right. Either into 5 seconds, I was hit by her this turn. How the fuck did you manage that?
As the Emperor commands, I act.
High momentum.
Second attack.
I'll do it.
Here, let's make sure that you're not hitting Abelard this time.
None can escape the Emperor's spirit.
Air protocol. Oh, they have healing. That's no bueno. Zap.
Reduced to dust.
Murder. These lads. Get rid of their healing. Okay.
High momentum.
Oh. Quite get it.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
Abelard, you're actually getting hit. What's going on, man?
My competencies are not that universal.
Explosion. All right. Bit of that. A little bit of that.
Take care of this one.
Good. Snipe. Alrighty. Can't see shit.
Let's see.
Very nice. Very good. Very excellent.
Who even taught you to fight like this?
I hear you moving. No more.
Emperor, give me strength.
Over this way, buddy. Sure, just give it to Abelard.
Reduced to dust.
Right.
I approach the designated position.
Sure you do. Gotta do that. Oh. Oh. Rude.
Join me in prayer.
Well. Loot, please. There we go. Oh, this is also this map.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
Okay. Zoop. Okay. Charts. Pirates. What are these? Pakistan. Traces a meteorite. Ocean world. Provisions. One. One provision. God damn. 4 shots dealing 14. Okay, okay. Hmm. Okay. Points of damage on each side. Trophy cache. Ooh, archaic mechanism. This is the third one. An ancient imperial vessel on one of the planets of Narmer 4. Bit by bit. And the Rogue Trader's crew once again came across the plundered vessel containing the ancient machines. This time, tech priests greedily inspected everything down to the last cog, but all they were able to scavenge was another fragment of their archaic mechanism. Perhaps somewhere in the expanse, there are more ships like this one. Okay. a meteorite. The ship's augurs have detected a non-native mineral cluster on the planet's surface, probably the remains of an ancient asteroid shower. Substance is valuable, but collecting it will not be easy. The asteroid sits right above numerous underground caverns. The ancient tunnels and vaults are incredibly unstable and would likely not bear the weight of a large group of humans, let alone a shuttle. Take the risk and send a shuttle? Whose expertise made it possible to collect the minerals without disturbing the ancient caverns? What it do? What it provide now? 5 class steel. I don't have enough extractums for this, man. Oirates. Alright, let's see how these torpedoes go. They go first. Okay. Swing and a run. Maybe use once per round. Alright, so we got this. Yes. Go forth. Hold down your sonic missiles. Torpedoes. You have fired a torpedo salvo. Torpedoes will appear next in the priority order. Once their turn begins, you will be able to direct them. Your own torpedoes can pass through the space occupied by your flagship without damaging it. As soon as torpedoes reach a cell adjacent to any enemy, they explode. Enemy ships can attack your torpedoes and destroy them before they reach their target. One well-placed shot destroys 1 torpedo in salvo. Jesus fucking Christ. Starbreaker. Alright. Starbreaker indeed. Jesus. Starbreaker indeed. Right. Rafe, new heading. Okay. Oh. Let's attack that. My torpedoes. Them actually destroying them. My torpedoes, no! They torpedoed my torpedoes! Can't believe this. Bloody throne.
Engage the locks!
Okay, let's see. Or one more.
The Void Master, if you please.
Point blank.
Set course!
You're Oh, you just explode them.
A worthy contribution to Lady Theodora's legacy.
Alright. Our way towards rank 5. Burning world. Or a dead world, or lava world, or whatever. That was one provision. We have plenty of plasteel. I'm starting to get low on that, though. We're gonna have to swing back through here anyways. We shall wait. Ship's augers registered an emission of unknown radiation in one of the chambers. As a result, some of the Voidsmen now have glowing irises, which has proven to be quite beneficial in the performance of their duties. The vessel's confessors are in doubt and suggests it may be an outward sign of corruption. Better to purge the mutants than to allow heresy to take root on the Von Valancius. I gather corrupted for a mass prayer. Sees nothing wrong with the glowing eyes of his subjects. Mass prayer, please. The crew's fervent prayers were answered. Those bearing the most luminous irises dropped dead upon hearing the hymn of the God Emperor, while the rest were struck with a severe sickness, which did not abate until the vessel left the Sea of Souls. Rip. New charties. Whoa! Lord Captain, Drakari's ships are patrolling the system. The likelihood of slipping past their patrols unnoticed is close to zero. Fail to get past the enemy ships unnoticed. Is up to the challenge. I'm gonna find a way. The Arger's crew picks up a heavily damaged Xenos void ship among the countless rock masses of the asteroid belt. an Aldari vessel, beyond a doubt. According to the von Valankis archives, about 100 standard years ago, the Imperial Army set up a barrier in this system against pirates and the enemies of humanity. Countless primed mines are still scattered among the wreckage. The Voxmaster manages to tune the ship's systems to the unconventional frequency, and the bridge suddenly fills with chime-like Xenos voices. Drowned out and mournful, they sing in an unknown tongue, but every officer on the bridge can sense that this is a dirge. Answering the call, Irileta jumps to the cogitators, startling the officers on the bridge with her sudden jolt. In the hopes of understanding the Monkai technology and figuring out how to help her kin, the Aldari runs in circles around blinking vid screens, but the mysteries of the machine god elude the Xenos. Then she turns to Lord Captain, powerless. Irileta is asking the Elantak to help her kin who have found themselves trapped in a snare of fate. The Aldari are enervated and weak, and their song is a cry of despair, a cry that is fading. Officers establish communications. Lord Captain inquires about the state of the vessel. Are ordered to plot a course for the rescue shuttle from the Dynasty's flagship to the Xenos and back. With servants of the machine cult to prepare a plan for clearing the minefield without harming the Xeno ship. Saving the Xenos is impossible, but at least the system can be made safe for travel. It's the state of the vessel. The Aldari vessel's hull and engines have presumably been damaged in a collision with a small celestial body. However, it is impossible to prove or disprove this hypothesis at such a distance. Xenos vessels differ too much from those of the Imperium. There's communications. However, the Xenos do not respond to the incoming signals. After several attempts, the frequency tuned by the Voxmaster gets lost and the mournful song fades away. This one. Several hours pass on the ship's clock. The servants at Omnisci present a plan for the neutralization of the ancient mines. What? 95% chance? But are their calculations correct? The tech priest warned that in solving this kind of problem, it is impossible to account for every possibility. Too many unknowns, too little time. Yo, fuck that. That was a 95% chance that I just failed. Oof. Oh. Around again. This one. The success of the operation is assessed as extremely probable. Lord Captain gives the order to clear a path to the vessel, detonating the mines indicated by the tech priests. Under Lord Captain's command, the ship's cannons fire several powerful salvos. As soon as the shots reach their mark, a cascade of soundless explosion erupts within the asteroid field and spirals around the Aldari vessel. Once the explosions quiet down and the shards of asteroid, space debris, and void mines dissolve into the darkness, the rescue team sets off towards the miraculously intact Xeno ship. However, when the shuttle reaches the Xeno ship, the rescue team's report catches the bridge crew off guard. The vessel's starboard side has been breached by the macro weapons of an unknown Imperial void ship. There are no survivors. Shielding her eyes, Irileta closes them and clutches the spirit stone at her breast. Coming to, the Aldari does not speak for a time. With notes of sadness in her voice, carefully picking her words, she concedes that the Elantak did all they could to save her kin. And yet it is the Monkey who are responsible for the loss of the Aldari void ship. Saddened by the pain and hatred that humans have wrought upon her kind, Irileta quietly leaves. Simply impossible to outrun fate. Big ol' move. Sometime after, Irileta comes to Lord Captain, haggard, still holding on to hope. She says that she came aboard the Monkey vessel and set off into the darkness in the hopes of finding her kin, but found only corpses slaughtered by humanity's hatred. And though she and the Lord Captain were not always in agreement, The Alontok still tried to lend a helping hand. In gratitude, as she promised, she shares the coordinates of her kin's stash. Oh. I want to see if there is a way to do this. Actually rescue them. Now all the crew can do is hope that calculations are correct and that the veteran officer's experience has not let them down. Okay. Use with caution, confidently avoiding the chunks of rock and nearly imperceptible mines. However, when the Colonel rescue team report catches no survivors. Okay. Rip. No Dari chainsword. Feels bad, man. Alright, the nearest Drakari ship attacks at once. Alright, let's see how this goes. Alert, the Drakari have blocked some of your flagship posts using an unknown Xenos power. We will regain control in several rounds. Alright. Go.
I know this tremor. Our shields are weakening.
Oh, come on. 2 HP left. Come on. Lame. Highlighted at a time. Alright. Got that one though. As far as fuck away. Wait.
Launch the devastating payload.
like that. %60 chance to hit there.
The Void Master, if you please.
Only these once per round. Why is that one red? Blue fools. Nice. Ooh, that's not good. And then detonate, yes. Does this work? Target point within a 1 cell radius. I guess. Oh, one of them. Right. I'm sorry, what? Huh? Okay. Turn away. Load of them. torpedoes coming in clutch.
Unleash our fury. Sail upon the seas of void.
I mean, there's a chance. Might as well. Chance wasn't good.
The whispers are ravenous.
$33 per shot.
This inky abyss will witness our victory.
Okay. All right. Damage, yes.
Void Master, if you please.
Number of rounds remaining. Yeah. Not my torpedo grows. Ah. 7 left.
Unleash our fury!
I always forget to do that. I somehow survived this. Very unlikely.
Engage the lance!
Holy shit. Hmm? Yeah? Okay. Got two of them. God's Bane. What? God's Bane Lance Weapon. Medium range dorsal lance weapon dealing 52 to 60. Jesus. That's like better than what we have, too. How the fuck did I survive that? Oh boy, howdy, time to use all my shit to repair. Oh shit, I still have stuff left over. Which is this? That didn't change the look of it. Oh, time to upgrade that. Free range. Reload lances suffer an additional minus 25% hit penalty. What? Minus 25% hit chance penalty? Why? How is that an upgrade? I'm sorry? Reloads all macro cannons that were fired during that. And lances. Okay. $100 scrap. Alright. Last steel. 2 of them. Nothing. Somehow that's a jungle world. Hey, I think this is the 5th one. Or is this the 4th? 1, 2, 3. It's the 4th one. Surviving piece of archaic attack. Discovered among the wreckages of an imperial vessel on one of the planets of Oda. Owing to her keen intellect. Owing to her keen intellect and more than a bit of luck, the Rogue Trader managed to discover several ancient Imperial ships and restore the archaic compass mechanism, going to the location of fleet's mothership, the Rogue thing. Last chance of Cyrene. Smuggler's cash. Lamer times 7. Like 4 plant steel total. No thankies. Right. However, think. Ah, still Dari cash. How are you supposed to get there? Presumably from here. The clan servicing the cooling things. Fight with fire. The controlled scorching of decks is a labor-intensive but very familiar process for the Voidsmen serving on the ship's Infernus Master. The evacuated chambers were set on fire, burning away all filth and heresy from the darkest corners. Shadow skulkers vanished without a trace, and the denizens of the cooling system breathed a sigh of relief. Oh. I need to forge my own path to there. However, that shall be something that we do next time. As we shall end it here for today.